Hello and welcome back to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. There we have the important disclaimer. By watching our videos, you agree and understand that the information provided by our experts and attorneys, including comments and replies from users, is not legal advice. Use of information is at your own risk. All right. After this very important disclaimer, I'm back with another episode on Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. So, welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Rajni Bharara, and today we have again a very special guest joining us, Cátia Pereira Baptista, an esteemed immigration attorney with a wealth of knowledge on Portugal's immigration. In our previous episodes, we have delved into the basics of Portugal's visa options, but today we are taking it up a notch. We are diving into the intricacies, the latest updates, and answering all your questions related to Portugal's Golden Visa because you were continuously posting questions and asking questions about Portugal's golden visa. We thought of why not to have an episode on it. So here we are. So now let me all tell you a bit about our guest today, Katia. Her journey in law began over a decade ago, culminating in her role as a team leader and associate lawyer at Keadu Guerrero, where she has been instrumental in the immigration department since 2023. Recognized for her exceptional contribution, Katia has been honored with prestigious awards such as Litigation Expert of the Year in Portugal. So, grab a seat, get ready to explore the depths of Portugal's golden visa journey, and let's uncover some secrets together. Because today we'll be asking Katia about everything from the basics to the most complex aspects of the golden visa, including different investment options, benefits, and the pathway to permanent residency and citizenship. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned, and let's get started. Katia, once again, welcome back to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. How are you?
Hi, great. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me again. I'm becoming a regular and I love it.
Yes, yes, you are, and we love it too. We love having you here, and it's a pleasure always having you. We do some great episodes about Portugal's immigration. A few episodes have been about Portugal's, uh, immigration journey and how it has been. But because we got a lot of questions related to the Golden Visa,
Golden
Portugal's
Visa, yeah.
Golden Visa, so we thought of dedicating a complete episode to it, right? So, Ketia, once again, welcome back and thank you so much for taking our time and doing the show. And to our lovely viewers, I would like to tell you that we are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and the handle is Immigration Talk Show. So don't forget to subscribe to us. And if you have any question today related to the Golden Visa of Portugal, you are more than welcome to post them in the comments. So keep posting, keep asking those questions because Ketia is here for an hour and she'll be glad to answer. And all right, now without any further ado, let's get started. So, Ketia, my very first question to you about Portugal's golden visa is if you can please tell us what exactly is golden visa, because by hearing the word golden it sounds very expensive but also very very important at the same time, right? So what's Portugal's golden visa?
Yeah, it's a program in the first sense that is known as a permit. Residence permit for investment activity. Okay, so
Mhm.
it's a residence permit, but we call it golden because it doesn't need to be the applicant doesn't need to live in Portugal, in this case, of course, for in order to have the perks of having a Portuguese visa. So this is very important, and it's why it's called golden visa. And of course, it implies an investment. So it's not very expensive, but yes, it implies an investment from part of the applicant. So you invest in this case in Portugal, and in exchange you get a visa for 5 years, the length of the investment, and in that time the applicant does not need to live in Portugal. So that's why it's great for all the businessmen that don't want to be attached to a place, and that's why it's so popular, these golden visa programs.
Wow, wow, that's great. I mean, so by sitting anywhere in any part of the world, you can have you can have Portugal's golden visa and you can invest in the country, right?
Yes, and travel freely Schengen area without having to request visas and visas and visas
Right.
for entering the countries. Yes,
Lovely.
for business is very very important. Yes.
Great. So now, we will discuss about what percentage of investment can one do, and
Yes.
then we will also talk about what are those areas of investment. So we'll go deep into everything and we'll discuss everything. But before I do that, I would like to also ask you. So, Katie, if you can please let us know, when was this introduced? When was Portugal's
The
golden visa introduced? Yeah.
the program was introduced in October 2012. Okay,
Oh,
so it's still a young
it's very new, right?
application. Yes, but at the same time, it scaled very very quickly. We had granted already around 13,000 golden visas in Portugal, and
Mhm.
much more are now pending. And for you to have an idea of those 13,000, around 4,000 alone was taken care of by our law firm. Okay, so we started at the very beginning, so that's why we had so much processes. So in very very short, it's a great program. It's a program that allows applicants to live in Portugal if they want, or travel the Schengen area without visas. Does not require the applicant to live in Portugal, and that's why the program it's so popular since 2012.
Okay, great. But then, okay. So it was introduced in 2012, and as you said, it is very young and very new. But then, was investment the major aspect of why the visa was introduced?
I wouldn't say investments, because the main goal of the initial the beginnings of the program was for the investors, the real estate. Okay, that,
Okay.
as we will see later, it's now over because of a lot of demand on the market, but still the need to invest in Portugal. But since the program was almost exclusive to real estate, I don't think it changed that much the vision that we had in the beginning for the program, because the program intends to attract, of course, foreign investment to Portugal. We are a very small country, although there are very very countries that have this program. But of
Right.
course, the at the end of the day, what we want is to develop the country and of course attract as much as possible that investment, which is crucial for us in order to grow. However, we didn't expect it to be so popular, and that's why they are now refraining with some investment options.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for answering the question, Katia. I still have a lot of questions, but no, I would like to know about the benefits also. What are the benefits? But before I move into the benefits of having a golden visa, I would like to know from you about what is the eligibility criteria to attain Portugal's golden visa?
So to be eligible, it needs to, in the first case, of course, not having a criminal record. I would say this is the principle of any visa, not having a criminal record, and have the means to invest. In this case, the golden visa. We will see the investment starts in 250K, but can reach 500K. So it implies some kind of investment, and the person needs to be of age, of course, and willing to invest the amount of time and money in the visa. It's very easy to obtain, because it doesn't need a load of documents. It needs the documents that are normal, the passport, like I said, criminal record, birth certificate, marriage certificate, if that's the case. So those documents are very easy to obtain. And in Portugal, afterwards, we take care of everything. We translate everything. We submit everything. So I would say the criteria for being eligible would be having the means to invest, not being a minor, and not having a criminal record. These would be the ones that are most significant at this point.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much again for answering the question, Katia, for answering about the eligibility criteria. But now that I've got the answer for that one, let me ask you also about the benefits of having Portugal's golden visa. So, if you can please let me and our audiences know that what are the benefits of obtaining a golden visa in Portugal?
So, first of all, the first benefit is living in our country, if the applicant wants, and experience our culture, of course, our sunny weather, our great food. I think some of the investors never really have the chance to see Portugal as we are, and it really pays off to come here to pay us a visit, because you will fall in love with Portugal. But other than that, of course, the other benefits, the ones that really matter, are, of course, living in Portugal if the applicant wants, like I said, the access to the Schengen area. The applicant can spend the 90 days in the countries of the choice in the Schengen area without the need of additional visas other than the golden visa. And of course, the most important of them all, it's the possibility of applying for permanent residency or citizenship if the applicant wants the passport after the 5 years. So I would say that the main benefit that the applicants look forward, it's of course the passport, Portuguese passport in this case.
Okay, okay. Again, but also, can you please help us explain, Katia, that let's suppose if a person has the golden visa, so how will that affect the quality of life in Portugal in comparison to other countries who are offering the similar visas? Because I think Dubai also has golden visa, right? Um,
Yes.
right?
Yes, most of the European countries offer golden visa. You have golden visa in Spain, in Greece, and they are very similar to the Portugal. Dubai, of course, it's not comparable because it's not from Europe, but
Right.
still it's a great program. But they are all very similar. What we are seeing now is that Portugal, Spain, Greece is now joining Hungary. What happens is they are trying to eliminate or at least restrict the real estate investments.
Mhm.
Okay, so very similar. All offer the possibility of travel the Schengen area without the need of a visa. So really similar. The amounts of the investment, they are fairly similar in all the countries. So you would ask me next, of course. So why Portugal,
Yeah.
and why invest in Portugal and not in Spain or in Greece?
Yeah. Mhm.
From a point of view of the applicants, what they are looking for in the end of the 5 years, it's the permanent residency or the passport. All the other countries that I mentioned have similar programs to Portugal, and have, of course, the possibilities that I've mentioned of traveling and living
Right.
and everything. But all of them needs additional implicances for the citizenship. For example,
Mhm.
in Spain, you can also obtain citizenship, but it's not 5 years, it's 10 years. And
Right.
of those 10 years, you actually need to live in Spain. Okay. And all the countries that offer citizenship have rules that are more not so flexible as the Portuguese are. Okay, so we are the ones for the investors, for the applicants that want at the end of the 5 years that want the passport. Portugal is without a doubt the place to go, because normally the investors do not need or do not intend to live in the country where they apply for the golden visa. They just want the perks. So if the main goal is to obtain a citizenship and the passport, Portugal is the one that they can do it and get it faster and without any complications. That's the big difference between all the programs and the Portuguese one.
Great. Okay. All right. Thank you so much again for answering the question, Katia. We're
You're
already
welcome.
getting a lot of questions from the viewers as well. So we'll be taking them, but in a bit. Let me also please understand, about the different investment options. And I also want the audiences to also understand the different investment options. So that, because I think that this is a major part and major important aspect about the golden visa, right? Only after
Mhm.
they are able to understand this, then they can ask their questions related to golden visa, right? So please help us explain about what are the different investment options available for obtaining a golden visa in Portugal.
So, like I said, the most popular one would be the real estate, that now it's over in Portugal and in most countries that offered golden visa. So this leaves us with other great options. I will start by the business and job creations. This one that are actually two types of investment. One of them does not require any investment at all. It just, of course, it implies an investment because the client needs to create 10 jobs in Portugal, and that has costs, of course, but does not have an initial amount of money that the investor needs to put in Portugal. So, first option, create at least 10 jobs in Portugal. This is one of the popular choices, because some of the applicants were already coming to Portugal to open a company or to create some jobs. And if they were willing to create, let's say, 5 or 6, they keep up a notch and create 10 jobs and can apply for the golden visa. The other option is invest 500k in an investing existing company, so a Portuguese company, and create 5 jobs, or maintain 10 jobs with a minimum of 5 permanent workers for 3 years. So existing company, a company that already is running here in Portugal, you make a capital transfer of 500k and make sure that the company has 10 workers. If that's the case, you are good to go and to make the request of the golden visa. Other possibility is invest 500k in research activities. This is called the research and development investment. We see these types of investment on some of the lovers of these types of activities, on researches, for example. We have another one, which is the one that requires less amount of money, which is arts and culture. It is 250k in preservation of culture heritage and support the arts. But very important in this case, the amount it's half of the other investments, but it does not have any kind of return. Okay, so it's like a donation to Portuguese arts and culture. And for the last one, we have the investment funds, which are right now the most popular. It's 500k in a qualified investment fund, and after the investment is made, the applicant can then request the golden visa. This is the most popular because it's the one that it's more profitable, and the one that secures the money of the investor, of course, not without any kind of risk, because it's an investment, but it's the one that is most secure and profitable. So options very quickly, again, creation of 10 jobs, 500K of capital increase in a company, 500K in research activities, 250K in cultural and arts, and 500K in investment funds. So these are right now the options available for the viewers and the future applicants to consider in investing in Portugal right now.
Great, thank you so much. And I was actually about to ask you which is the most popular one and why is it the most popular one, and you already have answered that. But also, again, I also have one more question related to this. So, but on the real estate investment, are there any restrictions or limitations on the real estate investment that can be purchased?
The real estate, like I said, it's off. Okay, so it cannot be right now an option for golden visa. However, and I will explain that a little bit further, we are starting to hear the government talk about a future possible investment in affordable housing. So if this is the case, and if they decide to go through with this, which in my point of view, it would be great for the country and it would be great for everyone, because the investors could restart to invest in real estate, and we would gain affordable housing, which is what we are missing, really missing in the country right now. So if this is the case, yes, the real estate will be possible, but restricted to affordable housing. What is this? Well, we still don't know, because it's still very early and not approved, not regulated. So if the goal is real estate, need to wait a little bit further and see if there are any options available in the near future.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for answering the question, Katia. So now I also would like to talk about, the financial and residency requirements. So if you can please help us get an answer to this question as well. So what are the financial and residency requirements for maintaining the golden visa status?
So financial requirements to maintain the visa are keeping the investment. Okay, so for the length of the visa, for the 5 years or 6 or 7 that take from the start to the beginning of the golden visa, the investment needs to be kept. Okay, so let's say that the investor does not want permanent residency, does not want a Portuguese passport. He just wants to keep renewing the golden visa. He
Right.
needs to keep the investment for as long as he keeps renewing the visa. So this is not a financial requirement per se, but still implies a financial investment. But it only needs to be for the length of the golden visa and spend 7 days in Portugal a year. This kind of visa does not require any further financial or residency requirements. The applicants do not need to live in Portugal. They just need to come here for a week, a year, spend 7 days, have some sun, eat our lovely food, drink our wine, and go on with their lives. And that's all they need to do in order to maintaining the golden visa status. Do not need to have any further financial requirements other than the ones that initially were made, which is
Okay.
great.
Right, right, right. Okay, again, and also, how long does the golden visa process typically take from application to approval?
So Initially, in 2012, when it started, the program took from beginning to ending around 8 months. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
However, after COVID, there was a long pause, and
Right.
the applications did not stop coming, but they were not being processed. So the backlog is now huge, and the processes are taking over than 2 years. Okay, so it's a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
However, in the past couple of weeks, the government took steps to speed up the process, and
Mm-hmm.
we are finally starting to see things moving. Okay, I receive daily 10, 20 emails of applications being processed, and until 1, 2 months ago, I received like 3 or 4 months. So they are starting to pick up the pace. They are
Mm-hmm.
working Saturdays, they are hiring people. So I would say that as soon as they get the backlog up to date, things will keep the pace. We have court decisions that are making IMA to decide in 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be the normal life of the visa, 90
Mm-hmm.
days. But
Okay.
of course, I don't think this will be possible. But at least back to the original 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
I think until the end of the year, we are going to be able to do things much faster, and hopefully keep it under a year, which is our big frustration right now. The process is not moving faster.
Mm, right, right. So let's say if I apply for Portugal's Golden Visa today, so in how much time will I be able to get the approval? In how much time will I be able to get the visa?
In the normal circumstance, you would be called for the first appointment in January, February next year. Okay, but
Mm.
as things are now, like I
Mhm.
said, they are taking 2 years. But
Wow.
since these measures that were taken by the government are very recent, we are talking less than a month.
Right.
Hopefully this will not be true for future applicants, and we are seeing, like I said, things moving much faster because they are really making an effort to put everything up to date.
Great. Okay. And also, Katia, are there any circumstances, special circumstances, or restrictions that could affect the application to get it approved?
The only restrictions that we saw
Uh-huh.
in the past months were due to the war. Okay, so the only restrictions we had with some nationalities, with
Mhm.
Russians and Belarusians, the applications were not being denied, but they
Mhm.
were not getting anywhere as well. But last week, we started receiving emails saying that these restrictions were lifted.
Okay.
So hopefully, we will not have any more restrictions on those nationalities. Of course, only if the person is blacklisted.
Right.
Other than that, there should not be any restrictions regarding to nationality. Other than this, we don't have any restrictions whatsoever.
Wow, that's great. I mean, I think the only restriction a person might have is having a criminal record, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If the
Well,
person, yeah. Well, that is something that you have to take care of, right?
yeah.
Don't have any criminal record and you're good to go to apply for the golden visa, right?
Yeah, but sometimes that is important to say, because sometimes we get questions from future clients because they
Mhm.
have misdemeanors, they have a DUI or something like that. So of course that stays on the criminal record,
Mhm.
but the circumstance has to be punishable here in Portugal
Mhm.
with more than 3 years of prison. So if you have a misdemeanor, that won't be a problem in applying. Okay, so
Right.
this is an important disclosure, because
Absolutely.
sometimes you think I have a DUI or a jaywalking or something that keeps in the criminal record, and you think you cannot apply for the visas, and you can. Okay, so
Right,
just to
right.
clarify.
Right, absolutely. And Katia, I think uh, in the beginning you mentioned that as of now, 13,000 golden visas have been allotted, right? If
Hmm.
I'm not wrong. So, like,
Yes.
do we have a percentage about which from which country how many golden visa are allotted to them, like nationality wise?
Yes, I don't have the percentage by head, but the big majority of the applicants were Chinese applicants.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, and after the Chinese were the Brazilian, of course, because of the language, it's the same one
Right.
that we
Absolutely.
have, so they don't have that barrier. Americans and Turkish. I would say this would be our
Like completely different, right? Americans, Turkish, and then China.
Chinese, Brazil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. That's great to know. Okay.
Yet those are the nationalities most popular, but the Chinese, a big difference, okay,
Hmm.
like 70-80% of the visas
Hmm.
initially
Hmm.
were granted to Chinese.
Wow, wow. But why do you think the Chinese are more interested in Portugal's visa, golden visa?
I think it was a matter of marketing
Okay.
there.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and we were one of the first to have the program. So afterwards, some countries joined, but Portugal was a pioneer on this matter, and I think they took advantage of it,
Hmm.
and it was great for the market.
Right.
But now, of course, all the ones that really wanted to apply, they did, because we are talking 13,000
Mhm.
just applicants, because it's double or triple because of the families. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 13,000 are allotted, but then the families come in, so it makes more numbers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for answering the question, Katia. And to our lovely audiences who's watching us right now, or watching the episode or listening to the episode, guys, I hope so far the session is informative and helpful to you. Also, you can reach out to Katia. Her contact number is +351 936 918 448. I repeat the number. Plus, I would also like to show it here on screen. Okay, here it is. +351 936 918 448. You can write it down. You can email. You can give her a call, and you can also WhatsApp her. You can text her on this number. Her email is baptista@keadugajero.com. You can also note it down, and her website is www.keadugajero.com. And if you're looking for a project placement or visa sponsorship, you can reach out to me on my number, which is +1 732 707 9151. My email is rajni@higheritpeople.com, and you can also visit our website, which is www.higheritpeople.com. Remember, we sponsor H-1B visas and other work visas based on job availability and regulations. Now, before I take up the audience's question, because we are already getting a lot of questions here. So I think, okay, Muhammad Ali is here. Are there specific letters or commitments from potential employers in my home country that I should include? Okay, maybe he's talking about if he wants to apply for the golden visa, or what specific letters or commitments or potential employers in his home country that he can include. I would like you to answer this, but Katia, after a short break, let's go for a short break and come back quickly. And after the break, we will take up these questions, and we'd love to get answers from you. All right, so guys,
Okay.
it's time for a short break. You don't go anywhere. Keep watching and stay tuned with Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. We'll be back in no time. So stay tuned.
Consultant seeking a new opportunity? We offer job placement services for US citizens, green cards, EADs, and visa holders. We also sponsor various work visas like H-1B, E3, TN, and green cards. 20 plus years of experience in the industry. Exceptional employee benefits. Highly rated by our employees. Global presence with 200 plus recruiters and direct clients. Connect with us. Call us on the number 732-707-9151 or mail us at rajni@higheritpeople.com or visit our website www.higheritpeople.com.
Welcome back after the short break, guys. You're watching Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. I'm your host, Rajni Bharara, and today I have with me none other than our expert, our beautiful expert, Cátia Pereira Baptista. She's an immigration attorney, and today we are discussing about Portugal's Golden Visa. So now, without any further ado, Cátia, let's quickly move on to our audience's question because they've been waiting for quite some time now. So let's just first take, okay, Ali's question. So, before the break, we took his question. So he says, are there specific letters or commitments from potential employers in my home country that I should include? What do you have to say?
So, for the Golden Visa, this is
Right.
not a requirement. Okay.
Okay.
So, the only thing that is needed is for opening the bank account, you will need to include the all the information for where the capital is obtained. So in the European Union, there are laws that are very strict about the money laundering. So you will have to join all the information from the employers, from the bank, tax refunds, and all those things in order to prove where the money came from. If you are referring to any other visas other than the Golden Visa, you don't need a letter of commitment. You will need a contract, a working contract, in order to come to Portugal if you want to work remotely from your own country, if you want to work in Portugal, from Portugal.
Right. So that's your answer, Ali. I hope you have got it. Thank you so much for your question. You don't need all of these to include, but you need those information what Ketia has just told you. So thank you so much for your question. If you have a follow up, please let us know. Meanwhile, let's take Zoya's question. So Zoya wants to know that can you walk me through the application process for Portugal's Golden Visa program, particularly any differences that might apply to someone from my country of origin? But Zoya, you'll have to specify which country are you from, India or someplace else. Please let us know. Yeah, please go ahead, Katia.
So I cannot walk you through, unfortunately, through all the application because I would be here all afternoon. But I can tell you that in our website we have a very comprehensive guide with all the steps for the Golden Visa. But in very short, what you need to do is gather the documents, the ones that I specified: passport, criminal record, birth certificates, etc., and the means for the investment. Afterwards, talk to us. We will open a bank account. We will choose with you the investment, and after the investment is made, we take care of everything and submit the documents. Your country, still, I don't have the origin, but normally you don't have, like I said, any restrictions on the country. The only restriction is on opening the bank account, like I said, because they are very strict with money, anti-money laundering laws. So for some nationalities, it's needed more documentation than other ones, but these are the only specifications that you need to have in mind. Okay, there are no restrictions from nationalities.
Right. So she says India. Sorry for that. But
So
so
no
let's take
restriction.
no restrictions at all.
No.
Right. Zoya, you're good to go.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for your question, Zoya. Let us know if you have a follow up. And thank you so much, Katia, for answering that. Let's quickly take Jaslene's question also. So Jasleen is here and she says, for someone interested in applying, what would be your step-by-step advice for selecting the best investment option? How can applicants find reputable legal and financial advisors to assist with their golden visa application? I think she wants to know your take on which investment part or which investment should he or Justine should be looking forward to.
Normally, we do with our clients is we schedule a call, okay, and see what is the best kind of investment for you, okay. So let's say you only want to invest in bare minimum and don't want any to gain any amount from there. Okay, go for the cultural. If you say no, I don't want a big risk. Okay, so go for the funds. Afterwards, what we do is we schedule the calls with the funds. We know some of them it's impossible to know all of them, but if the client chooses a fund that we do not know, we make the due diligence and see if it's viable for Golden Visa. And afterwards, uh, after choosing the investment, we go forward, okay. But we as attorneys here in Portugal, like I said, we have over 13,000 applications submitted in Portugal, and of those 4,000 are from our law firm. And those are just the main applicants, not the family, because with the families we are well over 8,000. So we do step by step with our clients. We have the call, we introduce to the funds, or they introduce it to us, but we always participate on those calls. And of course, if you are looking for an expert, I have to say, you can contact us at the contacts that Rajni informed.
Right. So Jasleen, you can give her a call to if you want to reach out to Ketia, so you can connect with her or you can give her a call at +351 936 918 448. +351 936 918 448. You can WhatsApp her, text her, give her a call. You can also email her at cbaptista@cayadoguerrero.com. You can also visit her website, which is www.cayadoguerrero.com. Right. So you can get in touch with her to know more details. Thank you so much for your question. If you have a follow up, let us know. Meanwhile, let's take Bhanu's question also. So, Bhanu says, these are very informative shows. Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone involved in it. Thank you so much, Bhanu, for saying that. I would like you to elaborate on the recent changes to the Golden Visa program, particularly the new, I think we have a second part to it. Particularly new, but I can't find the second part. Anyways, okay, particularly new restrictions on property investment in certain areas of Lisbon and Porto, and how these changes may impact my application strategy and overall residency goals in Portugal.
So, Banu, thank you for your question. But in order for me to answer it, I would need to know if you are already an applicant or not. If you are already an applicant, these changes will not impact at all your application, because they were already submitted, and the changes don't apply for the ones that were submitted. If you are thinking now of applying, it's not possible to invest in those areas and in any other area, because after those changes, we had another one, and now it's not just Lisbon and Porto. It's not possible to invest in property. But still, you have other options. You have investment funds that are not property, but invest, for example, in hotels, in hospitality. You can look those up. And the strategy for residency in Portugal. I wouldn't say these changes will affect your residency, will affect, of course, your investment and the investment that you are willing to make in order to obtain the Golden Visa.
Right, right. So thank you so much, Anu, for your question. And if you want, you can also get in touch with Katia directly so that she can answer you based on your situation. So Jasleen is actually back, and she says, "Thank you for answering my question. I will connect with you soon." Thank you so much, Jasleen. And let's take, okay, Manu, we have already taken. So let's take Deepal's question. So Deepal is also here. Deepal says, considering the EU's ongoing efforts to crack down on golden passport schemes and the potential for future changes to the program, what proactive measures can I take to ensure that my golden visa investment remains compliant and secure? And what contingency plans should I have in place in case the program is discontinued or significantly altered?
So, one thing we have here in Portugal is that the new laws never affect the pending processes. So, if you are considering to invest in a country and want to avoid any changes, any future changes in the law, I would say do it as soon as possible, because after the application is submitted, your application will not be changed in any way if the law changes as well. Okay, so but the thing is, EU's is trying to mitigate the scheme on real estate. That's why Portugal ended real estate. Spain is talking about ending real estate. Greece opened it and it's ending it in the end of the year. And this is because of the inflation. It's not because of anything that happened. It's all regarding to the war and the world's situation. So the prices are so high that if the investors keep investing in housing, then the Portuguese persons will not have the means to buy their own houses.
Yeah.
And that's why I think these measures are temporary. Okay, so I would say that it's not on the horizon from Portugal, at least, to end the scheme. Like I said, we are hearing new investment options from the government. The government is thinking about creating a new investment for affordable housing and for to direct the investment to the immigrants. So I wouldn't say that we are at the point of talking about ending the program, because it's not anytime soon.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for answering the question, Katia. And like you said, I think, as you mentioned, a lot of countries are thinking about, I think Portugal already has and Spain already has, as you mentioned. And but I think not only these two, but a lot of other countries are also thinking about removing this real estate investment option,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Because it is hampering their own citizens.
Yes,
Yeah,
because the investors have the means to buy the houses. And
absolutely.
at this point, we are very small countries compared with India, compared with Brazil, with the United States. So it wouldn't make a big difference on those countries. 13,000 houses taken from the market, but the truth is we are a very small country, and that
Yeah.
makes a lot of difference to us. And that's having the skyrocket inflation and the bank taxation. It's really, really difficult for people to buy houses right now, and that's why these measures are being taken.
But as you also mentioned, it is also happening because of the war. So do you really
Yeah.
think because because of the war, there are a lot of immigrants who are taking refuge in other countries, and I mean, the the poor ones, I mean, obviously they can't do, I mean, they can only I mean, they can't buy or invest. But I think the more successful ones, they, if they want to shift to another country, or they want to take refuge in another country, so they are thinking of buying or investing in the real estate. So do you think this is also one of the major factor that the countries are taking this decision right now?
Yes, because if someone wants to relocate, that's great.
Yeah.
Because it's someone that wants to live here in Portugal, it has a misfortune overseas, and now wants to start a new life.
Mhm.
But let's say the Chinese investors,
Mhm.
they buy the houses, and the houses are empty. We have
Yeah. Yeah.
empty houses in Portugal,
Yeah.
and those houses are taken off the market. The like you said, we already have lots of immigrants that don't have the means to buy a house,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
since so many of them are vacant and don't have any occupants, they are not able to find, even if they are working, they are not able to find a place to live. And that's why the government talked about creating a new investment in
Mhm.
affordable housing, which
Right.
means I wouldn't say that this would resolve all our problems,
Mhm.
but at least it would mitigate, because the investor would buy
Absolutely.
the house, but it would be, for example, obligated to rent it for a
Mhm.
maximum amount for 5 years, for example.
Right. Right. Right.
This would mitigate the problem, because the investor has the real estate option,
Mhm.
and we don't care who is the owner of the house, as
Mhm.
long as it's rented and it's affordable for the ones who need to a place to live. And this is the most important, I think.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for taking that up and answering the question, Katia. Now, after Dipesh, let's quickly move on to our next question. So, next question is actually from Shelly. So, um, Shelly says, given the complexities of international taxation, could you outline the specific tax planning consideration I should evaluate before participating in Portugal's Golden Visa program? Particularly, what type of investments qualify for the Golden Visa? I think we already have discussed this, such as real estate, capital transfer, job creation, and culture projects. And what are the minimum amounts for each?
So if you move a little bit the video, you will have
Right.
your answer, because I gave it already. But very quickly, the tax planning, it will depend greatly on the type of investment,
Mhm.
because if you invest in a fund, or other kinds of investment, like the venture capitals, you won't be taxed. You only will be taxed if you are not in your home country. Okay.
Mhm.
If you want to create 10 jobs in Portugal, of course you will be subjected to the Portuguese taxation, but this is a very comprehensive study. So if you need, schedule a call. It won't have any costs, and we will go through everything, and we will explain it.
Right, right. So thank you so much, Varnika, for your question. If you have a follow up, please let us know, and you can directly get in touch with Katia. Her information, her details are scrolling below, so you can note them down. Meanwhile, let's quickly take Mrinal's question also. So Mrinal says, I am a US citizen and I'm considering obtaining Portuguese citizenship through the Golden Visa program. How will this impact my US citizenship and tax obligations? And are there any potential implications or restrictions I should be aware of, such as military service or political office holding, that could affect my dual nationality status?
So the quick answer is no.
Okay.
This has not, US has no implication on the Portuguese citizenship. You can have dual citizenship, and you will not have any military service or political obligations in Portugal, if you don't want, of course.
Mhm.
Um, the the dual nationality status is not a problem for Portugal. You can hold up to 4 nationalities, so no problem at all. It's just a matter of you to decide if you really want to come, and
Right.
if you want to live in Portugal, or, of course, just make the investment. If you want to live in Portugal, the tax obligations are very shortly. You are taxed in the US for amounts that you receive in the US, and everything that it's not taxed there, it will be taxed here because of the double taxation prohibited. So, but still very short answer. If you need any further clarification, these are not easy answers to give in such short time, so reach out, which will be my pleasure to give you all the information.
Right. Thank you so much, Mrinal, for your question. But as Katia said, you can get in touch with her directly so that she can give you a detailed answer to your question. And thank you so much for your question. Let's take Jasmeet's question. So Jasmeet wants to know one last question for this for today. So what Jasmeet wants to know is, because I'm continuously getting the question, so I have to announce it to the audiences. So he wants to know, may I know what are the penalties for non-compliance with the Golden Visa requirements, such as failing to maintain the investment for required period?
Well, the penalty is losing the visa. So let's say you get your first golden visa. It's valid for 2 years, and you, after 6 months of having the visa, do not wish to continue with the investment, or you had a change of heart or something, and you want to withdraw the investment. Of course, this depends greatly on the investment, because some of them have penalties for the withdrawal before the time. But other than this, the visa application, what happens? You will have the card for 2 years, no problem, even if you withdraw the investment, but you won't be able to renew it, because when you are going to renew the visa, let's say in 2026 you need to renew, and on 2026 you will need to join a proof that you still maintain that investment. If you maintain the investment, great. If you don't, you will not be able to renew the visa. Right. Also, you can change the investment as long as you maintain the minimum amount for the type of visa that you have. So the penalty is losing the visa, but still in some situations people don't need the 5 years, they just want to move around for 2 years, and that's also acceptable. Withdraw the investment and go on with your life, no strings attached, and no problem at all.
Yes, that's true. Great. Thank you so much, Jasmeet, for your question. And thank you so much, Katia, for answering that. Now, I would like to ask you again, in the whole show, we already have discussed about golden visa, eligibility criteria, the benefits of having it, right? But now, if a person is watching the show, and couldn't watch the whole show, but is right now watching it and wants to know about golden visa, what's golden visa, and why should people invest in Portugal's golden visa, right? Why should people invest in Portugal? So if you have to answer that under 60 seconds, so what would you like to say? Please, we like to get an answer in under 60 seconds. So if you can please help us understand what is Portugal's golden visa, and why should people invest in Portugal?
So in very short, Portugal's golden visa is a permanent residency that allows you to live in Portugal and to travel the Schengen area freely without the need of having other visas to enter those countries. So that's the main perk. And of course, if you are looking for a second passport, for a permanent residency, and for a citizenship that is the Portuguese citizenship, and the passport that is one of the strongest passports in the world, then you should choose the Portuguese golden visa, because it's the only one that will give you, after 5 years, and if you have minimum requirements, the possibility to become a Portuguese person and to have a Portuguese passport. So if I would have to sum this so much up, it would be this that I would have to say. So Portugal is a great place to live and also a great place to invest, but at the end of the day, you want a passport, and also a great passport, one of the strongest in the world.
Right, and Portugal is going to give you that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Thank
great food and wine and fish and all those things.
everything, the culture, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
And
yes,
also
yes.
one of the most peaceful countries too.
Yes.
That is
We
also one of
also have free healthcare,
right.
peaceful, secure, everything that you can wish for, of course. And we are a coastal country, so we have 600 kilometers of coast, of beaches and sun, and you can go to the beach all year round, even
Right.
in the winter in some areas.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much again, Katia, for such a great episode, for answering all the questions, for your insights and expertise. It was, again, a great episode, but there are still questions pending about the golden visa, which I wanted to ask. And I'm sure, because, also you can see in the chat, we still have a lot of questions pending from the viewers as well. So maybe we can do an episode 2 of this golden visa where we can address the pending question, where you can address the pending questions, right? And
Of
maybe
course,
it will also give the audiences the opportunity to ask more about golden visa.
as long as I'm becoming a regular, it would be my pleasure.
You're so kind to say that, but thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you on the show. And thank you again for a great episode. Guys, if you want to get in touch with Cátia Pereira Baptista, you can give her a call at +351 936 918 448. I would like to repeat the number, +351 936 918 448. You can uh, you can text her, WhatsApp her, give her a call, or you can also WhatsApp call her. And you can also email her at cbaptista@cayaduguerrero.com. cbaptista@cayaduguerrero.com. Her website is www.cayaduguerrero.com. All right, so visit our website, email her, give her a call, text her, WhatsApp call her, WhatsApp her. You have her details on the screen. Please note them down. And if you want to reach out to me, you can, or if you're looking for a project placement or visa sponsorship, you can reach out to me on my number, which is +1 732 707 9151. My email is rajni@higherightpeople.com. And our website is www.higherightpeople.com. Remember, we sponsor H-1B visas and other work visas based on job availability and regulations. All right. And guys, if you're watching this session after the live session has ended, you can continue to post your questions. My team will help you with an answer. So keep posting your questions and keep posting them. Keep commenting. And now, Katia, thank you again for a great episode, and I'm hoping to see you soon with a second episode on Golden Visa.
Great. Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
Thank you so much, Katia. All right, so guys, and that brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us today on Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. If you're enjoying this content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll never miss an update from the Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. We bring you the latest news, tips, and expert advice on immigration and job opportunities. Your subscription helps us continue to provide valuable content for you. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video with your friends and family. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Our experts will reply for free. Thanks for watching and supporting our channel. I'm your host, Rajni Bharara. Don't forget to join us on our regular webinars and our shows. But for now, I'll have to take your leave. So you guys keep watching and keep subscribing to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. Bye for now.
Consultant seeking a new opportunity? We offer job placement services for US citizens, green cards, EADs, and visa holders. We also sponsor various work visas like H-1B, E3, TN, and green cards. 20 plus years of experience in the industry. Exceptional employee benefits. Highly rated by our employees. Global presence with 200 plus recruiters and direct clients. Connect with us. Call us on the number 732-707-9151 or mail us at rajni@higherightpeople.com or visit our website www.higherightpeople.com.